Hi, everybody. This is Matt Hayden with We Hang Christmas Lights. Today, I'm going to go through the ins and outs of the estimating program that we developed this year that'll allow you to go out and do an estimate right from your iPhone or your iOS. You can also do it from your desktop as well if you want. If you want to use your laptop or iPad or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this process and kind of show you how to get through it. First thing you do need a Gmail account. So if you don't have a Gmail account currently, you need to set one up. And you will have to have access to it because the install instructions are sent directly to that Gmail account. So once you get that Gmail or you already have one, you email us that email address and then we will get set up. It only takes a matter of minutes to get you set up. And the install instructions are within the email that's sent to you. So once you get in there, this is what you're going to see. This is on a desktop version. So we're just going to kind of go through where you start. And the first thing you want to do, obviously, there's no data in here. If I click anywhere around, you'll see there's no data or anything. I'm going to click up this hamburger menu on the top left here. Click on that. The only stuff we're going to use here, right here, it does show that I'm logged in under my Gmail account. The only menus we're going to use is customers, settings, lights, and wreaths. So the first thing you want to do is you want to set up your business. You want to set up the information for your business in here. So I'm going to click on, in the hamburger menu, I'm going to click on settings, and that'll take me into this screen. We're going to go ahead and add one. Okay, so this is pretty self-explanatory. You're going to type in the name of your company, whatever it may be. Next up, you want to type your business address because this will carry over to the estimate that's sent to the customer. So I'm just going to use an old address that I had. And the nice thing, it does populate for you. So once you see it, there it is. Just click on that, it'll put everything else in there. And I'm just going to put a phone number here. Again, you want to make sure that you put the phone number you want the customer to see once this is emailed out. You can put a cell phone as well if you want. And then we're going to go ahead and update the sales email. I'm just going to put my work email. And this email address will be used for the email estimate as well. So make sure you put the email address that you want the estimate sent to right in this spot. And you can put a salesperson in here if you want. Break even. Some of you may know what the break even is. If you don't, we have several training videos on the break even that can show you how to use it. We do have Excel spreadsheets that help you populate what your break even is, taking your expenses in consideration. So you're trying to figure out what your break even is. I'm just going to use 1.5 for this example. And the number of crew. You want to use 3 people, during the season, 4 people. You want to put how many people you're going to use, going out on your installs. Your installs. And this is important. You want to make sure you put how many people you're going to be using in this spot. Terms and conditions. This is going to carry over as well to the estimate that's sent out to the customer. So you want to make sure you put your terms and conditions in there, whatever you want to do. And I do have, let me see here, I've got some of mine. Well, I had some of mine typed up. I lost them apparently. Give me 1 second up there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste in my terms and conditions. There we go. That will carry over to the estimate. Markup percentage. Now, when you're doing these estimates, you're going to get a break even. And if you want to charge the break even to the customer and not make any money during the season, that's fine. You can do that, but I wouldn't recommend it. Markup, usually we do anywhere from 75 to 100%. You can always come back and change that anytime you want. You just go back in your settings tab and you can adjust that. Labor tax rate and product tax rate, that's up to you to decide whether you want to charge that or not. We don't have the ability to change it for, I know different counties have different tax rates, on products and stuff like that, but we can't change that. So maybe next year we'll get that taken care of. But right now, if you don't want to put anything, if you don't want to charge any tax on labor or on product, you just put a 0 in there. It is a required field, so you'll have to put something in there. Next, we're going to upload our logo, and this is going to carry over to the estimate as well. So what I'm going to do is just go into my desktop, and I think I've got one right here. And there we go. We hang Christmas Lights logo. Okay. Click Save. And there you go. You're all set up. If you want to go back in and edit this, if you have to change any information, you just click on there and edit. and I can go back and edit whatever I want. All right. Next thing we want to do is we want to go in and we want to go to our hamburger menu again, and we are going to add some lights. Right now, there's nothing in there as far as lights. You do have an option. I can send you a spreadsheet if you want to put it into a spreadsheet and email it to us. It takes me about 30 seconds to upload the lights. So if you'd rather not do it one by one like I'm about to show you here, just email us and I can get you that spreadsheet. You can fill that out, get it back to me, and I can upload it into the system. So I'm going to go ahead and click on. We're going to add one set of lights here. So let's do some C9 LED. Let's just do lights for example. I capitalize my C here. Okay. An option for a strand or not a strand. So if this is on a spool and you can cut it to any length you want, and then you're going to click no, this is not a strand. And if that's the case, you're just going to put 1 foot, and then your price per foot is what you're going to put on there. So let's say, it's whatever, $1.50 per foot. That's important information because that's going to carry over into the estimate as well. If it's a strand, I'm going to put the strand length. Let's say it's a 21-foot strand, and the price per strand is, let's just do $8.50. Amp draw, that's up to you. If you want to put some information in there about that, then you can see that how many amps you're using on a roof line, for instance, so your crews know if they can just run off 1 socket or 2 sockets or 3, or if they need split power or whatever they have to do. So right now we're just going to call it a 21-foot strand, $8.50 per strand, and we'll go from there. Click save, and there's our lights. Okay. We're going to go from a new estimate. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is we're going to add a customer. You need to add a customer because you don't have a customer list here. So we're going to click on this menu once more, and you've got your customers right here. So we're going to go ahead and click on that, and I'm going to add a customer to the list. So you've got your customer's name. Let's just do John Smith. Customer's phone number. Let's just call it whatever it may be. You put their cell if you need to. Customer's email address. I'm just going to put my Gmail account just for now. And this is the email that's the estimate's going to be emailed out to. Again, you type in their address. I'm just going to use the same one because it does pop up here. See right there. Sold, pending, lost. We're not going to do anything to that right now. We can come back to this section. It's actually found in a different section that I'll show you. And what happens when you click on sold or pending, that triggers the estimate to be sent out to the customer as well as the sales email. We're not going to do anything right now because we don't have an estimate put together yet. So after you do that, you just click save. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed something there. Missed an @ symbol. So make sure you type in the correct email address and then you click save. There you go. John Smith's in there. Okay. So now we're going to create an estimate. This is how we start the process of estimates. I'm going to click on Estimates tab down here. Click on the plus sign to add a new estimate. And because we already put our customer in here, he's already filtered in here, John Smith. If I did not put my customer yet and I go in here, that's okay. You can just click on New, and that'll take you back to the new customer screen where you can input the information there. So we're just going to click on John Smith, and then we're going to click on a section that we're going to be doing. Right now, we'll just start with archways and arbors. You can see all the different sections that we have within the estimating app that you can use. So we're going to start with archways and arbors. And difficulty level, this is part of the training that we offer. So if you're not familiar with difficulty level 1, 2, and 3, what it may mean, you might want to watch some of the training videos, or if you're going to attend one of our trainings, we'll teach you exactly what that means and when you should put it into level 1, 2, and 3. We're just going to go ahead with difficulty level 1. I'm just going to put 25 feet. Let's say we're doing an archway that's 25 feet. And then we're going to go down. You've got different categories here. They're going to add percentage to what the time is going to take you and the price as well. So if you have Lake Garland, special conditions, that might be, it might be a special condition of snowing outside or rain or whatever the case is, you're not going to know if it's going to rain or snow. But if you're working in those hazards, then you want to do a special condition, and I'll show you. Right down here, you can see break even. And if you were to click on this, it's going to add a percentage to it right there. Okay. I think that one added 50%, it looked like. Also for special conditions, you can add another percent right there. So we'll just go ahead and leave that in there right now. The next spot is description. So you want to put a description here so you can explain to the customer what you're doing. Let's just say we're going to install C9 lights on arbor in the front. Okay, we'll just leave that for now. And then you have an opportunity to take photos too. If you click on it on your desktop, it's going to pull up. You can pull up and pick a picture if you want. If it's your phone, it's going to open up your phone photos, so you can take a photo and do it that way. So right now I'm just going to do, let me just go to some pictures here so we can just upload some of them. And we'll just pick that one. Once you click on the first one, what will happen is photo number 2 will come up, and you can put more photos in there if you want. Okay, so here's our break even. Break even, you should know what that is by now. If you don't want to make any money at all during the season, you just charge your break even, and you're going to break even, exactly what it says. Labor charge right here, as you can see, this is based on what we put in our settings. When we put in our settings, we put 100% markup. So right now I've got 100% markup. You can go back in there and change that if you want. Just keep in mind, it's going to change every single estimate. If I drop down to 75, or if I decide that I want to go up to 125, it's going to adjust every single estimate the same way. Okay. Next step, you're going to select type of lights. Right now, we just have the one that we put in there for $8.50. So I'm going to click on that. You can see our total feet is 25. Now, what it's going to do is, because I put $8.50 per strand, because we're using 25 feet and the strands are only 21 feet long, it's saying that we need to use 2 strands for this install. So we need to charge twice the amount. So $8.50 times 2, you got $17. Total cost $73.26. So that's your total. That's your light charge plus your labor charge. Total amp draw, we didn't put anything in there. 37 minutes, and then total minutes is going to be 75 minutes. The reason being is because we added extra stuff in there. So if you scroll back up here, you've got Garland and special conditions, which adds to the minutes that it's going to take you. So I'm going to scroll back down here, and you'll see my total minutes is 3750. Let's say it's snowing, and we want to add a special condition, or whatever the case may be, then it's going to add to the minutes as well, as long as it's going to take you. Okay? We're just going to go ahead and click save. And there's John Smith. He's within our estimates. Okay? John Smith, if I want to just see what we did, archways and arbors is all we've done. Now let's say I want to add a new one. So let's go ahead and add another section here. Same thing. You're going to go through. Let's select roof lines. Let's say we're going to do a difficulty level roof line. We're going to do 100 feet. Staples needed. Again, this is going to add a percentage to it. 56.25 is our current break even. If I add this, because everybody knows stapling takes longer for install and for takedown, because you need to take out all the staples, and I click yes, you can see that it adds to my total break even. Same thing with description. Let's just say we're going to install lights 360 degrees on house. Do on house there. Same thing, we can do a photo. Let's say let's just pick a photo in here, and there we go. It obviously won't be decorated. It'll just take photos for your installers to see, or if the homeowner, so there's no discrepancy down the road of what you're installing on. Another opportunity to do a photo. You can see my markup again. This is 100% markup because that's what's in my settings. Type of lights, we're going to select C9s again, and it's going to calculate your light charge for you and your total cost. Same concept here. Added minutes, because we are doing a staple factor. If we do special conditions, that's going to add even more minutes. And I'm going to click save. Okay. Back to estimates. The only person we have is John Smith. I click on him. It gives me a breakdown of what everything is. My labor charge, my light charge, and my total cost. Now, if you want to see everything in detail for this estimate, we only have 2 categories in here right now. But if you want to go to job totals, here's John Smith. I click on John Smith. Oh, I don't have much in there, but I'm going to go ahead and click here. Once you click in here, then it'll finally calculate everything for you. You do have to click in there the first time to get everything calculated. This is a total breakdown of everything. The only thing we've done is your labor for archways and arbors and your lights for archways and arbors. And then we didn't do balconies. And the other category we did was roof lines. So here's labor for roof lines and lights for roof lines. If you want to see a total breakdown of everything that you added, this is where you look at it. Okay. Now here you can also decide if this is a rental or if it's a purchase. The estimate that's being sent out is going to be sent out different. In a rental, you will not see the lights. It'll combine the light totals charges with the installation total. So you will not see a charge for lights. If it's a purchase, it'll break it out and you will have two different categories. You will have the purchase of the lights price and you would have the install price. Okay, so you really need to decide which one you're doing. Are you going to sell it to the customer or you want to just rent it to the customer? Let's just call it, yes, this is a rental. So we're going to click on that one. Any discounts you want to give them. If you want to give them, let's say we just do, I'm offering a special. Let's do a $25 gift, early install discount. That's where you're going to put that. Okay, we're just going to click save here. You can always go back and change this if you need to. Just go back in to that particular person, job totals, click on them, and you just click edit, and this will allow you to edit it. Okay, still pending, so I'm going to leave it there for now. You have the summary. If you want to see a quick summary of John Smith, here it is. You got all the different categories, archways and arbors, roof lines, and then your total. This is the total cost. If you want to see a quick summary, job totals is your details. Okay. There you go. Go back to estimates. John Smith. We want to add another one. Same thing. We just click on the plus button here. Decide where I'm going to add. Let's say we want to do some windows for them. Difficulty level 1. Let's say we got 35 feet of windows we're doing. Lit garland, no lit garland. It's going to add a percentage to it. Actually, lit garland's not adding it. We have to find out why, but we'll fix that. So let's go ahead and add garland and put yes. Same thing with description. Whatever that may be. Upload photos, do the same thing there. Type of lights, we only have one light source in there. So we're just going to leave it at that. Click save. Oops, I'm sorry, the quantity has not been filled out. So it does give you an error if you don't fill out certain information. So quantity, so it's asking me difficulty, I have 35 feet and how many windows. Let's say we're doing 3 windows. And we can save it. Okay, so there's your different categories. And this, you can go to your summary and you can see the quick breakdown of it, or I can go to job totals, click on my customer, and I can see everything in here. Rental tells me all that stuff. It gives me a price. It gives me all that information, subtotal, discount, and then my price. Okay, so let's say we want to start, we want to go ahead and email this out. We've got all our categories in there. You've got your customer, that category settings, lights. One thing we didn't cover, let me go back to wreaths here, because we do have a section for wreaths. I'm going to add a wreath real quick here, and I'll show you how that works. Let's say it's a 40-foot live wreath. And the price is, let's just call it $50, make it easy. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our estimate. Once we go to John Smith, we're going to add the section. We're going to go to the wreath section. And you can have the wreaths all pre-filled in there, so you don't have to do this every single time. Difficulty level, let's say with wreaths, it's